Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a review on the Morphe and James Charles collaboration. So if you guys would like to see how I achieved this look, please stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment down below on what you guys think of this palette. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing I want to talk about is the packaging. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I like the white background, like sort of like a wall canvas, and then he has his face, and it's so pretty. Like, I don't know, I just think it's so beautiful, and I like the instead of doing like black letters or something, they went with like this white sort of sheen kind of letters. They're like really shiny. I think it's so pretty. In the back you just see his like intro. It's really pretty. In the back it says, "Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my palette. I love glam, but I also have a huge passion for crazy, colorful, outside-of-the-box makeup, and I created this palette with that in mind. I included every beautifully formulated shade necessary to create literally any look you could possibly imagine. I can't wait to see what you come up with when you unleash your inner artist." And it is signed James Charles. Now, quickly before I get into this palette and the review, I just want to clarify a few things on this palette. I know there's been a huge controversy behind this palette with, you know, someone saying that it caused irritation on their eyes or whatever, warning signs. Just so you guys know, this eyeshadow, well, it's not an eyeshadow palette. It can't necessarily be called an eyeshadow palette because it has pressed pigments in it, some of these shadows. So this eyeshadow palette is a combination of eyeshadows and pressed pigments. Now, the difference between the eyeshadows and pressed pigments is that the eyeshadows are FDA approved. They contain certain ingredients. I think the ingredient in being questioned is called carmine, which you know, can have, like, when you do colorful palettes and stuff like that, if the eyeshadow has carmine and all these natural ingredients in it which derive from certain bugs, it won't stain your eyelid. But because this palette is vegan, I believe it is vegan. I believe it is Morphe is a vegan brand. The pressed pigments do not contain this carmine dye or this carmine ingredient. Instead, it has a dye that is known as like red 40 or certain dyes that are more like chemical based. The reason why they are not FDA approved and cannot be called eyeshadows is because they stain your lids. They do not cause irritation, not that I know of, because, well, personally in my experience, I never had any irritation. I do have the staining and all that stuff in the eyes. So any company that is 100% vegan and do not contain certain natural ingredients like carmine and use dyes like red 40 instead that have certain levels of talc in it, they will cause they will cause your eyelid to stain. Now, I do want to clarify that just because there's been like a whole controversy and all that stuff. Also, it does have the warning signs on the back. I don't think my phone's gonna be able to pick that up. It has it tells you which are the eyeshadows and which are the eyeshadow pigments on the back. Moving on, this is what the actual palette itself looks like. Again, I like how he went with the words blending in with the background. I think it looks so beautiful, and it just makes it look more kind of glamorous instead of like I don't know, like the basic Morphe palette. It comes with the names. The names come on this plastic sort of film. I've seen a lot of people would tape it up to here, and that's what I'm going to do myself. So this is what the eyeshadow looks like. The eyeshadow, the Artistry palette, because it's called an Artistry palette. This is what the Artistry palette looks like. You have your more like neutral, soft, glam kind of colors here. And then you have your in your face sort of really bold and colorful colors. I like how for the transition shades you get like the really big pans and all that stuff to get started with the fun stuff. James Charles does recommend that instead of using a concealer as a base, you use a eyeshadow primer. So I purchased this one from Essence. It's called the I Love Color Intensifying eyeshadow primer. It doesn't have a color on it, so that's why I'm so this is like my second time using this primer. I tried it out the other day just to see if it was actually going to work or not, or if I was gonna like it, and I did end up liking it. I used it with a palette that I've already used before. I don't know what kind of look I want to go for yet. I know a lot of people have been doing the rainbow colored look that James Charles has on his palette, but I also am going out somewhere, so I don't know what I want to do. I'm going to take this yellow shade first, and I'm going to be applying that with my Alamar Cosmetics brush. It's just a short fluffy brush. I'm going to try to get as close as I can to my phone so you guys can see. It does have some kickback on it. It's nothing too crazy though. I'm kind of used to having kickback on palettes already, like colorful palettes. But so the yellow has a really nice pigment to it. It's nothing too crazy, but it's something that you can build up. And so far it's building up pretty nicely. The yellow did layer up pretty nicely, and it didn't have a whole bunch of fallout, which is good. And it doesn't get like super chalky. Once you like start building it up, there are some colors that do get super chalky, but it didn't do that. The next color that I'm going to use is this sort of like super teal blue color here, and for that I'm going to use my Morphe M505 brush. So I'm going to be applying this sort of teal color like right underneath that yellow, and I'm going to start kind of keeping it on like the outer corner right here as well. I hope this really works out for me, because I just kind of started doing something and I don't know what kind of look I'm going for, and this is looking kind of crazy, but I hope it works out for me. So far I really do like the pigment. I think the shadows are really pigmented, like this blue wapam, just kind of like in your face, you know. Now I'm going to take this blue shade, this really deep blue right here, and I'm going to apply that only on the corners of the eyes. Then I'm going to start applying that right here. First, just sort of dotting it on the outer corner, and then kind of doing this just to deepen up this look a little bit more. Whew. Okay, so here's what I have going on so far. I really, like I said, I really like the pigmentation. I am getting a little bit of fallout with this blue shade on the corners of my eyes. Nothing too crazy. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to cut my crease. And I know we're not supposed to be using concealer, but yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do that and leave that as a base for the shimmer shadow. So hopefully it works out. If not, you guys will see that in this video. And I'm just using my Born This Way concealer that I always use for everything. Oh shit, I think I got it way too high. Now that I cut my crease, I'm going to take this sort of shimmery blue right here, and I'm going to apply that on this part to serve as a transition for the purple shade right here. Okay. So I'm going to apply it right here. So like I mentioned, so far I've had no problems with the palette. I'm very happy with it, like pigmentation wise. I did have really high hopes for it, so I'm actually quite surprised too. Like I don't know, it just kind of blew me away, I guess. I'm going to apply that purple shimmer all over the rest of the lid. I'm going to try to apply that purple shade with my finger just to see if I can get, oh yeah, I can get a lot more pigment out of it this way. So this is what I have going on for the eye so far. As you guys can see, I did a very like I mentioned, purple and blue shimmery kind of eyelid look, like a cut crease kind of. I don't know how I'm gonna wear this out later because I'm supposed to go to dinner, but oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the final look that I got using this palette. For my waterline, I just put some NYX Jumbo in the shade Milk, I think. And on the lower lash line, I just went ahead and used the yellow and the aqua sort of blue tone to smoke out my lower lash line, and it created this sort of like really green color that it's really, really pretty. So here's a closer look. I don't think I would probably use this with white just because it's really, really standing out right now and it's making my eyes look a little weird, I think. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of this palette. I personally really, really liked it because, like I said, I like using a lot of really bold and crazy colors to do my makeup, especially for like Instagram and all that stuff. So I definitely feel like I will be putting this palette to good use. So this is what it looks like after using it for the first time. And it didn't really have a lot of fallout. Like, it did and it didn't. Like, some of the shades did, like the blue one, the really deep blue one. Again, I have the little sheet with the names over there, so I'm going to tape that as soon as I'm done with this video. But the deeper blue shade, which is this one right here, that one did have some fallout, and so does the purple shimmer. I did notice I had some shimmer underneath here, but other than that, it wasn't anything too crazy, too like major. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with this palette. Again, James Charles, if you ever watch my YouTube video, congratulations. I definitely look up to you a lot, and I know a lot of people do too. And you really, really deserve as much success as possible, especially with this palette, because I know you worked so hard on it, like you said. But yeah, like, congratulations. I mean, you're like 18, I think, and like you have your own eyeshadow palette. Like, oh my gosh. But that's like such an inspiration to like people like me, or just younger people that, you know, want to follow their dreams and stuff like that. You're like proof that people can follow their dreams and achieve all their goals, and also overcome a lot of hardships, because I know this success hasn't come easy for you, especially with all the drama and all that stuff. But congratulations. I really, really, really love the palette, and yeah, I have nothing else to say, but thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys like this look. Like I said, I was going to do something natural, and I got to go to eat dinner. And I'm going to be wearing this bold ass color because I ain't taking it off because I actually really like it. But I hope you guys like this look, this video, this review. I'll see you guys next time.